Hey, what's up, Infiniteers? Gunny69 back once again with a remake of an original Disney toy box that I had created. Basically what I did, I just went and deleted it and rebuilt it from scratch. Once it was called Battle on Iskalon. Now it's been reborn, so to speak, as Conflict on Iskalon. And as we progress on through the game, you're going to see the changes and improvements I've made. And truth be told, I really can't take credit for all of those because the changes are due to tutorials and suggestions made by Papa H, 72 Pringle, and Jet Blast 190. Guys, I'm giving a shout out to you guys because you guys helped me to make this toy box much better than it was before. Now, for the benefit of those who have not seen my original toy box, Luke has been sent here by General Riken to obtain some blueprints that the Empire is using to build weapons, battleships, fighters, and anything else they can dream of to crush the Rebel Alliance since the Death Star is gone. So in my mind, when I created this little adventure, this is set sometime between A New Hope and Return of the Jedi. So all that being said, we're going to kick things into gear here and get Luke into some action. Now, the first change you can see that I've made is this Rebel cruiser back here. And thanks to Papa H and his tutorial, you can see the cannon mounted on top of it. This is now a gunship. It's a Rebel gunship now. So now we're going to get Luke into the action here. Now, if you take a good look, you will see that Luke is indeed inside this gunship. And once again, this is due to the tutorial of Papa H. And he has a separate video in which you can see how he accomplished this little feat. But you see that the gunship has indeed risen into the air, and now it is heading into enemy territory. You can see the enemy base in the distance there. Now, I wanted to make Luke's insertion method a bit more dramatic than it was the first time I started out. In the first uploads, Luke was dropped off by the Rebel cruiser, and then the cruiser took off and flew into the distance. This time, I wanted it to be more commando style, sort of like the American Green Berets or the Army Rangers or the British SAS. I wanted this to be an airborne insertion. Hence the jetpack strapped to Luke's back here. And then we're just about over the drop zone here. And jump her away. Now you see the cruiser continuing on into the distance, leaving our young warrior here to commence with and complete his mission. Now, for those of you who have already seen the original uploads of this video, you can see that the layout is pretty much the same, with the hills and the forest. Now, another change that I've made is that the key cards, you don't have to defeat the entire wave to obtain the key cards. The way I've got this game set up is that you would use the key cards to gain access to different areas. But I've put more officers in this game, and they are the ones who are holding the key cards. So once you defeat the officers, you can get the key cards. And I set this up like that for a couple of reasons. To begin with, in a real life situation, the officers are more than likely to be the ones who would carry sensitive information like that. And second, once you take out the officer, the rest of the troops are pretty much lost. Well, that is, unless they have a clever sergeant with them. So we're going to engage in a skirmish here in the woods, or the forest, whichever you want to call it. And we have the commander already firing at us. Here he comes. And now that we've won our skirmish, we can obtain our key card. And head toward the base. Now also take a look at the base. Now originally I had put gray Death Star plating all around the base, but my wife came in and sat down and she watched me build this just like she watched me build the original toy box, and she tends to like this texture better. And when I asked her why, she said it looked more sinister than the original upload. And if you take a look around at the setting here, this blue-gray background with this dark building sitting in the middle of things, it does kind of give you that foreboding kind of dark castle feel here. So I left it like this. But you can still see the cannons mounted out front. So now we're going to use our card key and access the base. Now, just like the original upload, once this door slams shut, you cannot go back out the way you came. So now Luke has no other choice but to continue his mission, which we know he will, for the good of the Rebel Alliance and for the planets that are struggling in the grip of the Galactic Empire.
With me now. Look out. Here we go. Let's talk this through. Here we go. I don't think they'll try that again. Flank them. Move around. Watch out. Watch out. Here we go. Watch out. Watch out.
And now we've obtained our second key card.
Flank them. Move around. Watch out. Watch out. Here we go.
Access the terminal here.
Watch out, watch out! Flank them, move around! Watch out, watch out! Here we go. Here we go.
And now we have obtained our first set of blueprints.
Here we go.
Now if you take a look up here, you'll see that I've added a surveillance camera. I mean, What military installation doesn't have surveillance cameras? Now, I overlooked this little insight the first time I created this toy box, but as you can see, it's been rectified. Also, I made the ceilings higher, since the stormtroopers and their officers tend to jump up through the ceiling and get stuck on the roof. Now, thanks to suggestions from Jet Blast 190, I have placed trigger areas in various parts of the roof, and they are attached to kill switches, so any officer or soldier jumping up on the roof, they're going to get a wicked little surprise. So now we're going to obtain our second set of blueprints.
With me now.
And now we have our second set of blueprints. Onward. And now with this wave thwarted,
Watch out, watch out. Watch out, watch out. Here we go. Flank them, move around. Watch out, watch out.
we'll access our terminals once more.
Here we go. With me now. Here we go.
And obtain our third set of blueprints.
Watch out, watch out.
For the viewer's personal information, there happen to be 4 altogether.
Fall in, trooper. Watch out, watch out. Flank them, move around. Flank them, move around. Watch out, watch out.
You'll probably think twice before doing that again.
Here we go. Flank them, move around. Fire on position Alpha. Flank them, move around. Ha-ha! Use some backup here.
And now we have obtained our 4th and final set of blueprints. But we're not out of the woods yet. We still have to make good our escape. Now, just like the original uploads, This terminal back here is the only free terminal that you don't need a card key for. It's the only free terminal in the entire base. And that's because, in my mind, the Imperials are going to be a bit more lax back here. They think that it's their own personnel coming in and out of this door. They're not going to expect a lone rebel to come charging out and attack. Now this may prove to be the fiercest battle in the entire game, and that's because the Empire is now going to throw everything they have at us, because they do not want us to escape with their precious data.
Blast 'em. You're no match for me.
You brought this on yourself.
On your alert. Formation. Blaster's jam.
Now, as you can see, there are a myriad of ways that you can battle the Empire back here. I prefer to do just like I'm doing now, or use the cannons that you see. Okay, now we have Imperial probots that have joined the fray. Let's get some target practice in.
No time for rest. Let's keep going.
Almost like shooting skeet. But as I stated before, so many ways you can fight the Empire. You see I'm using the cannon here, but there are AT-STs back here and armored Imperial land speeders. That was the post commander. I'll give it to him, he was a brave one. And now, to reiterate my first toy box, now that the last wave of troopers has been dispatched, a dark presence enters the base. The ominous commander of the Imperial forces, Darth Vader, tall and threatening in his black helmet, flowing black cape, and a face forever masked by a foreboding metal breath screen. Darth Vader, a figure who moves forever in a cloud of awesome evil. And now, we must duel the Dark Lord of the Sith. Or as Yu-Gi-Oh would say, it's time to duel.
Your defenses are useless against the dark side.
Is this what you want?
Prepare yourself.
Glad
I
see
love
my
to
training
watch
paid
those
off.
sabers lock like that. That is epic in a lightsaber
Release
battle.
your anger.
Knock it off.
You will meet your destiny. I am uninterested in letting you succeed. underestimate me. There is no escape. There.
Look out! Oh.
Abandon any hope that you may win. I find your lack of sense disturbing. Give in to your hate. Give in to your anger.
You're not impressing me.
Strike me down. I have you now. I will show no mercy.
The Force is with me.
Most displeased. Insurgency will be eliminated. Give in to your anger and strike me down. You will meet your destiny.
And now that we have dealt with the Dark Lord, comes my favorite part of the toy box, that I affectionately call the Battle of the Star Destroyer. As I said in a previous upload, it kind of puts me in the mind of Top Gun. Now, per Papa H once more, thank you Papa H for your tutorial on weaponizing your starships. As you can see, I just took out 2 turrets on the Star Destroyer. Second turrets are gone. 72 Pringle, that's for you. Thank you for your tutelage on how to shoot down the Star Destroyer. That was for Obi-Wan. And now, since Luke has sustained a bit of injury here, we're going to go over to the medical robots and get him healed up. Well, Infiniteers, that's going to wrap up this session. I hope you guys enjoyed all the improvements that I made for this particular toy box. And in reference to the original uploads, I'm going to leave that up there on this channel for maybe a week or so. And then I'm going to delete it and leave this one in its place for you guys to enjoy, because this one is much, much better than the original upload. And I'm working on some new projects right now, but as soon as I get them completed, look out for another upload. But until that time, friends, God bless, live long and prosper, and may the Force be with you.